Hey goddesses, it's Siren, the conjurer and the creatrix at SirensSerenity, and today I'm here to talk to you guys all about this potent and powerful full moon in Scorpio on May 7th, 2020, and also how to navigate this heavy, intense energy. Let's get into it. A few of you have reached out to me on Instagram and you've let me know that, hey, I'm feeling this crazy energy, I'm feeling really heavy, I'm feeling really down, and what's going on? So I knew that I had to make this video for the full moon in Scorpio, and I'm excited to share with you guys this energy that we're feeling and different ways that we can get through this energy. And also I am going to share with you guys a few different rituals that you can perform during this full moon energy. Okay, so I know a lot of people, such as myself, are feeling very triggered right now. A lot of things from, let's say, the abyss, a lot of things from deep down are coming back up, and they're triggering us, things that maybe we thought we've gotten over before. And this can be annoying, it can be upsetting, because it's things that we thought we've dealt with. We thought we've already healed that part of us or that aspect of our life, and they're coming back up and you're triggered. I know some people are feeling very overwhelmed or on edge, or just like they literally cannot take any more of this overwhelming feeling. You might be feeling overstimulated, like you have a lot of different things going on in your life. All of us have been going through so much since the beginning of this year. I mean, I feel like it's been one roller coaster after another. And so then when we pair this heavy energy, this Scorpio full moon, that's actually a super moon, so the energy is even more magnified. And when we pair that with all of these intense feelings that we have already been feeling, it can be very overwhelming, and you can feel very on edge or even angry. Okay, so this is where all of this energy and all of these feelings are coming in, because we are experiencing a very, very potent and powerful full moon in the sign of Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio is all about our deepest feelings, those deep thoughts, the underground, not the things that are on the surface, but the things that are underground, those deep feelings. Okay, and so Pluto rules Scorpio, and Pluto is all about death and rebirth. Okay, when I think about Pluto, I think of the Phoenix rising, of going through something, a huge transformation, and rising from it. That's what I think of when I think of Pluto. So that's where we're at, and that's what we're feeling right now. And like I said, it could be very, very overwhelming. So we are in the midst of a huge transformation. Each and every one of us, depending on where Pluto is or Scorpio is in your chart, you could be feeling this in different areas, but we are all feeling this heavily. I know for me, I've been very triggered. I know that a lot of old feelings have started to come up, and it isn't always easy, and it's a little bit frustrating, right? So I will get into more about triggers in a little bit. But first, I want to continue talking to you guys about this huge, intense transformation we are going through within this full moon in Scorpio. So when we are feeling this intense energy, what is happening is that we are integrating, and we are going through this energy period where we are taking in new, different energies. So a lot of triggers can come up, a lot of different feelings. You can be really exhausted right now, or extra tired, and that is completely normal. I know I have been feeling like that actually for the last couple of weeks. I've just been really, really tired. No matter how much sleep I get, I just feel tired, and that's what happens when our body is integrating all of this new DNA, and it happens a lot of the times while we are sleeping. So we might not always get the great sleep that we think we're getting. Why? Because we're using a lot of energy to integrate more energy. So it's basically the death of the old you to bring in the new you, who you have been evolving to be, so you can be who you were born to be. You're no longer, like, this is a time fully where we are no longer going to be hiding in the shadows anymore. I know within a lot of people who have been on their spiritual journey for a while, and you don't even have to be on it for a while, but you could just have this sense of like, you're tired of being who everybody expects you to be. Or, you're tired of hiding in the shadows and not, going at your full potential or your full pace. And this is a time right now where we're integrating this new energy to really become that full potential self. Right now is the time to take everything you've learned on your spiritual journey, but not just that, but through your life, and to step into your own personal power. So I wanted to share these little things with you and, kind of show where a lot of this energy is coming from, because it's not just one thing. It's not just the full moon. There's so many different aspects that are impacting the planet and us and our energy. Okay. So this full moon is the last full moon before we enter retrograde season and eclipse season. So it's preceding this very intense energy with an intense supermoon. Okay, so we already have Pluto is in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. On the 11th, Saturn will retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, but I think in June it goes back into the sign of Capricorn. And then Venus is retrograde in the sign of Gemini, or it will go retrograde in the sign of Gemini on the 13th. And then Jupiter on the 14th is going to go retrograde in the sign of Capricorn. So there is a lot of Capricorn and a lot of Capricorn energy. Also, just yesterday, the North Node moved into Gemini and the South Node moved into Sagittarius. So there's a lot of different energies at play here. But with this Pluto and Scorpio and this Capricorn energy, they're both signs that can be deep and dark. So we're feeling that intensity. Okay, so if you have been working on your spiritual journey and you've been, playing your cards as right as you can, and you've been doing that shadow work and you've been working, this time, this is a time where you can expect just unexplainable things in a good way, miracles happening in your life. Okay. It really all depends, where you have these planets in your life, but this is a time where unexplainably miracles can happen. Unexplainable miracles can happen. So yeah, I wanted to just let you guys know that those are also big energies that are either have just happened or are about to happen, and it's all impacting the heaviness of this moon and the heaviness that we are feeling within our energy. So I've written down a few questions for you guys to ask yourself during maybe your full moon ritual that you do, or even right now, if you could think about it and ask about it. And it is, where in your life have you put too much energy or focused on things that are not positively serving you? Okay, because during this energy, we are releasing and we are letting go of those things that are weighing us down, those things that are holding us back, right? So think about it. Where in your life have you been spending too much of your energy on people, places, situations? Where have you been spending too much energy on things that no longer serve you, or maybe have never served you? Okay. And this, without getting rid of certain things and removing ourselves from things that are holding us back, we can never fully bloom or fully transform. So this is a good full moon to get out your journal, Yes, I'm talking about it again, writing down your intentions, and in this case, writing down the things that you know you need to move on from, that you know you need to let go of, okay? So the second question I have is, where in your life do you need to take your power back? So where have you allowed your boundaries to fall? Where have you allowed people to take advantage of you maybe? Where in your life do you need to put your foot down, put your boundaries up, and take your power back? And write that down in detail, date it, put Scorpio full moon, May 7th, 2020, and go in detail here and release and let go of these things and see exactly where you need to work at and what you need to work on. Okay, another thing coming up with this full moon energy is addictions, okay? So, I mean, these can be your everyday addictions. If you're drinking too much, if you're, smoking too much, or if you're using drugs, I mean, those of course are addictions, but there's other addictions too. Are you addicted to toxic relationships? Are you addicted to negative thinking? Are you, are you addicted to just being negative in general? Because those things, once you do it so much, you get used to it and it becomes something that you're not even doing, or you're not even realizing that you're doing, okay? So just take a look in your life and think, is there something that you're just doing like an excess amount of that you know isn't very good for you? And these are things that we have to remove and we have to get rid of to fully transform, okay? I feel like this full moon is that chance to really make that checklist before we get into this crazy, intense eclipse season and retrograde season, okay? So make that checklist, figure out those things that you need to work on, those things that you need to let go of. So next, I've come up with a little full moon self-care guide that I wanted to give you guys because I know this energy has been intense, and I want you guys to be able to use this during this full moon or any full moon really, but even with the months, the 4 or 5 months to come where we are in this intense retrograde and eclipse season, okay? So earlier I brought up about triggers, and during the self-care guide, I want you guys, my first thing I want to mention is just to be kind and be gentle with yourself when it comes to this on edge feeling, when it comes to these triggers. We are feeling a lot of emotions, and just be gentle with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up thinking that you were further along in your journey and now all these triggers are coming back up, and don't act like that this is taking so many steps back. No, like this is a part of a spiritual journey. This is part of healing journey. Just when you think you're healed and you got it all under control, it pops back up again. And this is because the universe wants you to know where, hey, you still have areas here that need to be healed, that need to be worked on, that need to be sorted through to release and to remove. So if you are just starting on your spiritual journey, like this is something to get used to. The healing is never really over, but you get stronger and stronger as you go, and it does get easier, okay? So just be gentle, have compassion for yourself, and also have compassion for others. This is not a time to be like getting in arguments with people, or like even being mean to people or saying rude things. Just be really mindful of what you're saying and how you're treating yourself and how you're treating others, because literally we're all going through shit right now. We're in a very, very intense time, and the biggest transformation really, I believe, in history. So yeah, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Acknowledge that your triggers are there. They're like a compass, they're like a guide to show you, hey, this is where you still need healing. You can always write down your triggers. You can always just talk to the universe or God or your angels about, how you're feeling in your triggers and sort them out that way. But I do want to let you know that this energy, it will not last forever. You will get through this tiredness, this exhaustion, the high emotions, the triggers, feeling overwhelmed, all of that will pass. So just hang in there and be patient. So my next part, my number 2 on my full moon self-care guide, is to get out in nature. And this is a little bit easier now that we are all kind of coming a little bit out of quarantine and things are starting to open back up. So this is a great time, great week to get out in nature. If you can go to the park or take your dog to the park, or go for a walk or whatever, go even just in your yard and be with nature, connect with nature, plant your feet. And this is going to help you to connect with Mother Earth, and this is going to help to connect with your body as well, okay? So being out in nature helps to ground yourself. When we're in our minds daily, all of the time, or when we're sitting there scrolling on social media, we're not really present within our body, okay? So being in nature helps to stay present, and it helps to connect with Gaia, with Mother Earth, and it helps to connect with yourself. Number 3 in my self-care guide to help navigate through this intense full moon energy that we're feeling is to meditate. My favorite thing to do is meditate. This is a great way to navigate through this intense energy because it helps to shut out the outside world, and so you can't hear all of the nonsense that's going on most of the time. And it helps to really just connect with yourself, your internal self, your spirit guide, your guardian angels. It helps to connect with the earth, and it really helps to ground yourself so you're not super overwhelmed. It helps so much with anxiety. I know that during all of this coronavirus, I have really had some of the worst anxiety of my life, and I don't even necessarily think that it's all mine. I think I'm just feeling the collective in general, our pain and our fears and our anxiety. And for me, I know that a lot of herbs have helped me, but more than anything, meditation has helped me to calm my mind, to calm my nerves. So if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, if you're feeling, full of anxiety or fear, definitely start meditating. I plan on doing a deeper video about meditation, but if you are a beginner, I would definitely suggest to start out with guided meditations on YouTube, or I'm sure you can Google and find some great ones on there. But guided meditations are still something that I love. It helps me to stay focused, and it helps me to connect a lot easier. Okay, so definitely meditate when you are feeling overwhelmed with this energy. So number 4 is to work with healing baths or bath rituals, or really just working with water at all right now is a good idea. Scorpio is a water sign, so there's a lot of water healing in the mix right now. So if you can get to like a ocean or a saltwater beach, that would be great for cleansing and for healing. If you live near local springs, that would also be great. But really, any lake or river that you can safely go to is a great way to work with this energy and to help cleanse and renew yourself and navigate through this energy. Okay, if you don't live next to or near any bodies of water, that's okay. Like you can do this with a shower. If you set the intention beforehand, and you can do this with a bath, cleansing and clearing. If you do a bath, you can add Epsom salts and any herbs that you choose to work with. Water is so healing in general, and I think that for the last month, most nights I have taken baths because I don't know, hot water to me is just so healing. I don't know what it is. So yeah, there's so much healing within water and so much cleansing, and it's just taking a bath and feeling renewed and just restored. So I definitely suggest that. If you wanted to even get a bottle of water, a glass of water, and set your intentions into that water of healing and cleansing and helping you through these energies, and then drinking that is another great way to use water as a cleansing energy. So my next one is, I think it's number 5. I don't know, I've lost track. I always do this. But my next one is to listen and honor your body when it says to sleep, to rest, to take a nap. We are going through a huge transformation, as I already talked about. And, you know, it does so much to our energy and to our body. And sometimes we literally just need to sleep in or go to bed early, or in the middle of the day, take a nap. So listen to your body, honor your body. When you feel like you're hungry, eat. When you feel like you need a nap, take a nap. If you want to sleep in extra, do it. Honor your body, listen to your body. A lot of times your body knows more than what you consciously know. And it's going through such an intense transformation and change that it's tired, and it's okay to rest. Don't feel lazy, none of that. Don't let your mind play tricks on you. Your body needs rest, and I guarantee you when you do rest, you're gonna start feeling a lot better. So, and then in return, you'll be able to get the stuff done that you need to get done. So now I want to talk to you guys about a couple rituals that you guys can perform during this powerful and potent full moon in Scorpio. And yeah, so I really like to set intentions on new moons, but I think that this is a powerful full moon to set the intention to really strengthen yourself from your core, to really step into your true powerful purpose, okay? I think that this is a full moon that is changing us forever. And we need to set the intention with this full moon of how we want to be changed and where we want to be changed at. And so I really, with all the emotions that this full moon and this energy brings, really set the intention to be for emotional strength, okay? And just the strength to stand in your power and to be who you are meant to be. And I think that will help so much. You can write it down, you can say it under the full moon, and just really focus on becoming who you were meant to be and walking deeply in your purpose. So the next fun ritual that you can do on this full moon is making magical moon water. I'm not going to get too in depth with this because I am also uploading a video with this video all about how to make magical moon water, okay? But it's water that is lunar charged and has the moon's energy within it. And this is a great moon to do that. It'll be something great to use over the next few months or the next few weeks. And yeah, so definitely I will leave the link for my moon water video in this description. So definitely check that out. All about moon water, how to make it, a bunch of different ways on how you can use it. This is also a powerful full moon to charge your crystals, okay? So any of your crystals that you want to charge. I know for me, I have so many that I don't normally take all of them outside to charge them, but ones that I plan on working with, or if I know that I have certain rituals that I want to do during the next month, I will charge those. Or sometimes if I'm being super lazy, I have a few windows in my room, and I will just open up the shades in my room, and the moon literally hits all of my windows, like shines through all my windows. So I will literally just open up my shades and let the moon energy and light shine in my room and set the intention that my crystals are being charged. That's a super lazy way, but it works. If you're unable to take your crystals outside, you can definitely put them in your windowsills. That always works. And yeah, if you have just a few favorite crystals that you want to charge, that's fine. If you want to do them all, that's totally cool too. But definitely this is a great moon to charge your crystals. This is also a great moon to make sure you sage and you cleanse all of your sacred spaces. So for one, your home is a sacred space, but your altars, anywhere where you perform rituals or anything like that, definitely sage those areas and make it fun. Turn on some music, open a window, open a door, so the negative energy can leave, and dance and sage and get into the vibe, light some candles. It's always me and my daughters, our favorite way to bring in the full moon. We will charge our crystals, we'll listen to music, we'll have a dance party, we'll light candles, we'll sage, and we'll cleanse, and it's always just such a great feeling. Okay, so definitely, you don't have to use sage. You can use really your preferred way of cleansing with smoke or a smudge stick. And lastly, I wanted to save this for last because I think it's really the most important out of everything, and I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier. We're going to talk about release rituals, okay? So this is the absolute perfect time to release anything, anybody, any attachments, anything that you think is holding you back, okay? That you know is holding you back. Things that you know, girl, you should have let go a long time ago, okay? So this is the time, this is the moon, this is the energy, and you want to do it now. And you want to set the intention for that to be released. So if you are attached to anything or anyone or any situation that is unhealthy, you set the intention that you may be released from that situation or that thing. Okay? If you have unrealistic expectations about love, about life, about money, this is the time to write them down and to release them, okay? Next, release control over situations that you cannot control. And I will be honest, this is something that I have to work on and that I'm setting intentions for releasing and for this full moon is I like to have things in order, in control, and I am learning at 30 years old that I cannot always be like that, and I cannot always control every situation, you know? Life doesn't work out like that, and life likes when you flow with things and you just trust the universe and you flow and you just trust that everything is going to work out the way it's meant to, and that is what I'm working on. Okay, so definitely write those down if you have unrealistic expectations, if you are someone who maybe you lack certain control or boundaries within certain areas of your life, because some control is good, right? Like you have to have control over certain things, but when it's excessive and it's too much, that's when it's like, you need to cut back on that. But maybe you have no control, or let's say boundaries, okay? So that would be, you need to release that, because we all need boundaries, or we will literally be drained and exhausted and taken advantage of our whole life, right? So we are releasing and removing any type of negative thing in our life or any type of negative trait that we might have. And it's okay. Don't be hard on yourself about what these negative traits might be. We are all human beings. Nobody is perfect. We're on this planet to learn and to grow and evolve, and you cannot do that without having some shit wrong with you sometimes, right? So release anything unhealthy, release unrealistic expectations, and release your sense of trying to control or over control things. Those are just a few examples. If you know that there's other things within yourself or situations in your life that you need to release, definitely work on that. The way I prefer to release, I have two ways that I really like to release, and that is literally in the moment. I will talk to my guides, I will talk to my spirit guides. On a full moon, I might talk to Mama Luna or just the universe, and I will just say everything that I want to get rid of. I need to get rid of trying to control everything, and I need to remove that from my life. I ask you guides, I ask you God to help me to remove and to get rid of these things out of my life. That is probably the simplest way, is just to ask and to speak it out loud. So my second way is I love to write things down, as you guys know. I love to write things down, and then the things that are no longer serving me, I like to safely burn them, maybe outside under the moon, or even at my altar. So you can burn things in like a cast iron cauldron, or if you have like a metal pan or something like that, but just always make sure that you're doing it safely. We don't want your house to burn down, or like your lawn or something, okay? So write everything down that you want to release and burn it, okay? But I talked about earlier about writing your intentions down. Do not burn that, keep that. You can keep that in your journal or on your altar, but keep the intentions that you want to set, the things that you want to bring in your life, like I talked about, that strength and that power and that emotional strength. Don't burn those. Just burn the intentions that you want to, or the things that you want to release, okay? So I hope you guys have a beautiful full moon and do some powerful manifesting and have some amazing rituals. I'm sending you guys all so much love. Don't forget, I will be posting my magical moon water video all about moon water, how to make it and how to use it. So definitely check that out. I will try to leave that in the description. And also, do not forget, if you are a magical being and you would like to hear more magical insight from me, definitely subscribe and like this channel. It would mean the world to me. And if you want to follow me in real time, definitely check out my Instagram accounts. My personal page is Divinely Siren. My business account is SirensSerenity. And definitely check out my website. I make and create powerful and potent magical items. So check that out at www.SirensSerenity.com. I hope you guys all have a beautiful and happy full moon. I'm sending you guys so much love.